Bubba, I don't hear you. Bubba.
Good afternoon. I'm sure you want to ask me questions.
What did you think when you heard the question?
Well, as we said when we first started talking about this again, you know, I was very happy to have an opportunity to sit and talk to Fox. Okay, we're interested in it. He chose to go elsewhere, and our concern in the very beginning when he was released was that he would have a chance to get back with his family, establish some kind of normalcy in his life, be with his kids, that type of thing. So we're continuing to, you know, he's taken obviously steps in the right direction. He came to see me. Could have been easy for him. Our conversation was very good. He was very sincere. He was very open. You know, his decision was to go elsewhere. Sounded like a bigger guarantee. I don't know all the facts about that, but that's what happens in this business. So his decision was made, and again, we wish him his family well.
Did you offer him a chance to stay, and he just got a bigger guarantee elsewhere?
Well, there was discussion.
But not an offer?
There was discussion.
So he knew the financial parameters here.
I did. I think he did.
The Giants front office was pretty honest about things. There was disappointment that Barry had to go. Unfortunately, we just didn't have money for it. Is there disappointment in a similar way that you didn't get Classical back?
Well, I think any time you start to engage with anyone, discussions were forthcoming, and the player chose to go elsewhere. So you always have that initial feeling, but you know, we have outstanding players here, and we'll certainly keep right on going, trying to get better. So
Your receiving core, it's been a few years and people have been telling them about life without Classic, how different it might be, but they seem to just keep proving that they're pretty good themselves. Do you think this is another challenge for them?
Sure, we're going to take it that way. And, you know, last year there were two teams in the league that led the league in big plays. We were one of them.
Tom, you said this team is interested in him. You aren't going to sign him to sit him. So does this team, you know, the team was not going to sign Plaxico to sit him. He was going to play. Does this team need to add another receiver now?
I think you continue to look at whatever's out there. And it doesn't mean that we certainly, our interest in Plaxico did not mean we were in search of a receiver because we didn't think we had receivers here that could play. We do. Obviously we do.
Do you engage in conversations with Steve Smith or Kevin Vaughn or Shaw?
I have not talked with, well, I talked with Steve prior to, but not really recently. I haven't talked to Bradshaw or Moss since the negotiations started.
Do you ever do that? I mean, do you think that's the sort of thing that would help move things along?
Occasionally. A lot of these are, if there's a question about where the individual fits in the scheme of things, where we come in, where I come in, I do get involved, and I would be more than happy to get involved again if the questions were along those lines, but I don't think they are.
Tom, do you expect OC to practice today?
OC had a physical. He is due to see Dr. Warren this afternoon. I doubt that he'll be cleared to practice this afternoon, although I'm purely speculating. And until we get all that in order, we'll just continue to practice in the manner that we have.
You doubt he'll be cleared because of time restrictions or because he has something going on?
We'll see. As I've been saying all along, we'll see.
Does everyone see Dr. Warren, or is it complaint of something?
There's been issues over the years, the hip he's had, for example. Probably Dr. Warren coming in.
Did you get a chance to talk to us at all?
Talked to us briefly yesterday. I think one of the good things we had yesterday was and Jerry had a chance to talk. I think that was something good that came out of that. Which one?
At what point do you sit here and say, okay, Bradshaw not going to come in, we have to just cut him off and find somebody else? Or are you happy with what you're doing?
Well, as I say, you're always looking for players that can help you. So if it's not going to be a mod, then it has to be perhaps someone else.
How long can you wait?
I'm not going to put a parameter on that. I mean, we're actually practicing, and everyone is aware of August 4th and so on. How does that fit into a player's idea about when he comes in? That's another issue.
Have you get the sense OC's in the right frame of mind for training camp?
I really haven't had a chance to speak to him to any extent, so I wouldn't be prepared to say that. I've said many times, twice so far, I think, since we started. Certainly, I would hope so. We hope to have him here along with our other outstanding players, because together with the group that we have, I think we can present some issues.
Last night was the first time you got to see your rookie ever. Are they way too far behind to expect anything?
Actually, none of you asked me afterwards, and nothing was said, but we didn't put the ball on the ground last night. We didn't have any false starts. We didn't have any issues along those lines, which you would normally associate with how long we've been out of practice or being with each other. I'm hoping, since I just stuck my foot in my mouth, we're not saving it up for this afternoon.
So how did Marvin Austin look?
Pretty good. You had symptoms at first team linebacker yesterday. How's that knee holding up, and what have you seen?
He's done well. He's maintained it well. He's working on it. I mean, he just had the surgery, 8 months ago or so. Let's hope he can keep going. Normally those guys are limited to one a day, and occasionally there's an issue that they have to have a little more than that, but I think, Clint's in a good frame of mind, and yesterday was one practice.
There's a lot of new faces at linebacker.
I didn't even say that. Without a sheet of paper, nobody here knows who they are, including me.
Is that a position that at this point concerns you, or is that?
No more than any other position right now. An awful lot of things have got to happen as you move forward.
So linebacker doesn't concern more than like defensive end. I mean, Jerry almost sounded a little irritated the other day. All I hear is that we don't have any linebackers. He says he expects someone to come out of the shadows.
Well, we all do.
So that means that they are in the shadows. Do you look at that as a position where you have to hope for some unproven guy to do something?
I think with the opportunity to play a year ago, the extensive play time that a lot of these guys have had, that this is going to be better. I think Jonathan Gough's going to be better. Hopefully Sinton will stay out on the field and be the player that he was drafted to be. So a couple of these young kids got our attention yesterday right away.
Are you looking forward to see how this new offensive line comes together?
I'm looking forward to having an opportunity to work with these guys. And we accomplished a lot yesterday, just in Snego's over center, and Becky played there all his life, so that was a good thing. So every day something, no matter what the obstacle is or what the apparent problem is, something happens that I think is a positive, and hopefully that's going to happen every day.
How good is it to have a competition at punter, knowing fully well one is a young kid and the other one's a veteran, and do you think that one may play off the other?
The best word is that, competition. I mean, anytime you can create that, you're going to be better off for it. Sometimes the numbers don't allow it, and sometimes they do allow it. And I would hope that one thing that would have been in the new CBA was 90 every summer. I'd be surprised what the difference between 90 and 80 is when you're putting a roster together for summer camp.
In Weatherford's history at the stadium, did that factor in at all when you guys brought him in?
I think that just the quality, the way in which we look at him, his career versus some of the other people that are out there.
He said he's had the leeway in the past, but the Jets certainly could take.
Leeway was that's the word. Right? He won't have that.
Leeway is not your way.
No.
That was I guess, not part of the negotiations.
That word was not included. I think it's safe to say that.
I thought there might be language in the contract
Because there was language, but that wasn't one of the...
Tom, at what point do you want the roster to get to
This afternoon at 1...
Well, I mean, realistically, is it something that by next week you think it's going to be at 90?
I would hope. You know, I would hope. I mean, we're trying to do the best we can with, you know, with the players available to fill positions. We do have, and you'll see them today, a bunch of gray shirts watching practice. And if the rules were different, they'd all be dressed. So we'll get there. We'll get there.
Well, actually, so you to get the roster settled and see what you have going forward.
I think that we've talked about this extensively, and this may be one of those unusual years where you have changes in your roster anytime throughout training. You go into it knowing full well normally that that's the case, but this year, because of, you know, the last 6 months, who knows? There could be changes throughout camp. So yeah, you'd like it settled. Yeah, you want to get to work. Yeah, you want to have a cumulative practice time. Hopefully that will be the case, but to always try to improve, be better, and create the competition you're talking about. I'd like to be able to do that too.
You done here? Coach, did anybody ask you how much you fined Father Dowd for being late for Mass?
Father Dowd walked in late this morning. He took a lot of grief, but he bounced back.
I had it till August 4th.
Is he here?
Is he here?
Father Dowd.
Well,
You got fined for late.